are you going to call this? Park talk?
Park talk.
Park talk.
Driving in cars, talking about parks.
Yes, sure.
Short and sweet.
Long.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. We'll come up with a name, but for now.
Welcome to the car.
Welcome to the car.
Park.
We've been to a park, so we're going to talk about Legoland Windsor Resort.
Loving it.
How was your day at Legoland Windsor Resort?
It was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I had a really good day today. Apart from the fact that the chip place wasn't open, so I couldn't have Lego chips.
And no donuts.
And no donuts.
So from an F&B standpoint, not great. So yeah, that was but it was a nice chilled day out.
It was a very chilled day out. It was so dead in there.
Given that the school strikes were on, it wasn't as bad as we thought.
We literally walked on everything.
Yeah.
So
well, I think the longest queue I saw was maybe for what, Flight of the Sky Dragon Lion.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a massive fan of, I have to say.
Oh, I hate it. That's why I didn't go on it.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why it makes you sick.
Yeah.
Because it was just like.
I'm so glad someone backs me up on this. Because
which way am I going?
Oh no, wait, I think you've gone the wrong way.
I'll just go through the cones.
Good start. I'm so glad you backed me up on this, because people are always like, oh my god, it's the best thing at Legoland. No, it makes you feel sick. I don't like screen-based rides, and they're making such a big kind of
push for them.
Yeah, and it's not okay for people that have eye problems, because I don't like it, and it gives me a migraine.
I mean, I understand from a cost perspective why they want to do screen-based rides. They're a lot easier to maintain than practical effects, but they're not as good. You've lost the art of the dark ride when you just go and screen-based.
Yeah, I think it's almost lazy to a degree.
Yeah. And for me, the other thing is, it's like, especially on Flight of the Sky Light, whatever. The one at Legoland.
Yeah.
That's name I can't remember.
Because it's awfully long.
It's the screen wasn't immersive enough. There's no point in having a fully immersive screen-based attraction if the screen doesn't cover everywhere that you're looking at.
Yeah, see, so I don't know if maybe that made me sicker when I went on it.
Because you're looking up at the ceiling. Yeah,
because I can see like where the ground is. So is that the reason that it makes me so sick?
Yeah, you can see
I don't know.
It's static, isn't it? Like there's a static thing and then there's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Like, I love the technology behind it, but as an attraction, and given the throughput, given what I saw there, like, that must be absolutely awful over summer.
Yeah.
Like, they need a second cinema, really.
Yeah. No, I can't remember how. See, because the first time I went on it, it was COVID times. COVID. Do you remember that?
COVID internet?
Remember COVID? We certainly do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another podcast for another day.
That's a different kind of talk show. So when we went, obviously they had restrict the amount that can get on it in the first place, because you couldn't sit next to people at that time.
Yeah.
So I think me and Sean queued for it for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
And that was not even, the park wasn't allowed to be at capacity.
Yeah.
So, and it was midweek. We weren't even here on like a quiet day, loud day.
Yes. I understand why people like rides like that. I really do, but not for me.
Yeah, see, that, like, this is the thing. I have no hate. Like, I understand why people like it. I physically just can't do it.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to be sick, and sometimes I am.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna have fun at Universal.
I just wouldn't even go to Universal.
I want to go, but I'm not gonna do well because a lot of it is screen based.
Well, to be fair, like when I went on what is it? Is it Forbidden Journey, the Kukuran one?
Yeah.
That made me really ill.
Well, don't tell me that.
Where do I scan my ticket? I'm waiting. Thanks, and oh, that's polite. It says thank you and goodbye.
Oh.
That's very polite of you, Legoland. Thank you.
That's quite alright, Legoland.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Yeah, so the Forbidden Journey thing did make me sick. Like, not literally sick, but like that proper dizzy.
It really, it messes me up to the point that I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
Because you just go so vague after it. And it's interesting, I've watched a lot of kind of podcasts recently, and it's very common for anyone over the age of like 28 who likes like theme parks discusses it like we do, to be like screen-based rides are horrible. And I don't know whether it's like because we didn't spend our whole life in front of screens, maybe.
Well, I guess we're the last generation that didn't spend our.
So I guess our kids spend their whole lives just staring at iPads and things like that. That their eyes are so square anyway that they don't even notice.
But I mean, the other thing I noticed with Sky Lion was a lot of the fast-paced transitions where you're going from like fire to ice or whatever were really blurry.
Yeah.
Like it was rendered quite badly.
See, that would mess me up even more, I think.
Oh, look, we're just going past the hotel where they're fixing. I think they're still trying to fix after the fire. Or they're doing a lot of work to the entrance, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, do people? Let's look at it this way: did Flight of the Sky Lion make a return on its investment? I would argue it probably did.
Yeah, I would say it has done. I reckon they've done, because that came with the land, didn't it? It was like the whole land was done at the same time, and I reckon they've definitely probably made it back.
Yeah, definitely made money back on that.
I just don't know how long it's gonna last.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
The issue that all projection rides have is projectors. Projectors, they get weaker over time.
Well, look at the Simpsons ride.
Yeah, but you need to re-lamp them quite regularly. You need to service them. I think it's like every 1,000 hours, maybe.
I'm nodding along in agreement, but you know this better than I do, so I'm like, yes. Screens, lighting.
But they can be a pain in the arse.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Yeah, and granted, they can make for some very entertaining things, like if the computer dies halfway through and you get like half a blue screen of death.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
My favourite, I was watching a YouTube, obviously, because I spent my whole life on YouTube, but I was watching someone at Portaventura, and the screen at the end of Sesame Street had the Windows
blue screen of death.
Yeah, blue screen of death, like the unhappy little face and everything.
Oh.
And it was the last screen, so everything worked up until that point. And I was like, oh, that would be so annoying.
So the best blue screen of death I ever had was back when Valhalla was good and it had effects that worked. You got up the lift hill and there was like the Viking face, and his face would go all maggoty, right? Went up there, he was still like, welcome to Valhalla, but it was the old school Windows blue screen of death. You remember the one with all like the typewriter font? It was like, I was just like, But fair play, I mean that had a projection based effect in 2000, so I can't really.
Yeah.
That was pretty cutting edge.
I think though, like one of my favourite projections is used in Pirates of the Caribbean. When you go up the lift hill on Pirates, they change which captain it is.
Oh, is that Blackbeard and that?
Yeah, it's like Blackbeard and everyone. But it works because they project it onto smoke, so it's like they're a ghost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good effect. That.
Like, why can't Merlin have these kinds of effects?
Because they can't maintain smoke machines. Look at Nemesis Inferno.
Yeah, good point.
I know that was missed, but my point still stands. Like, but you know, I mean, to be fair, most of the effects, I think, like if we're going under a percentage rule, we're working at Legoland today.
Yeah.
I mean, the rat on Pirates Falls.
I mean, yeah,
he's decapitated. He just had a blue water hose hanging.
Yeah.
He needs some help.
He needs some help. Sorry, I just cut my thumb.
I see. Ooh, that's a bit of a nasty nick, isn't it?
Like wondering what I'm doing with the camera. I've literally just opened the bottle, but these new bottles are horrible, and I've literally done it so hard that I've just skinned my thumb.
Can't blame Legoland for that.
I can't blame Legoland for that. No, yeah, that rat got decapitated. But like the first time we went round, he was there, he was happy, and then the next time he was like just head. And then like the water was just kind of coming out on the floor, or
just
like the blood from his decapitation
and
just overpoured.
It's funny though. But to be fair, there was a few effects on that weren't working, that were basic effects as well.
Yeah. There was, I will say, there was more working on that than there was when I went on it the other day.
Well, that's good. Oh, this car wants to come in. Yeah, I mean, there's certain effects like I would love to add like smoke. You know, like when they fire a gun, it goes
Yeah.
like smoke, and there's all these little things that obviously I would love to add. And I think they could add relatively easily. Like, the sad thing is the state of the dragon, like the main dragon in the castle.
Yeah.
He was barely moving.
They need to do something.
He was barely moving. He used to have like smoke coming out of his like nose. The whole floor used to be covered in treasure, not just a dirty mirror and some coins and stuff. And there used to be haze in that room. Like, so it was like quite foggy and misty and really cool. And putting a haze machine in is not difficult. You buy a haze machine, you put it in, and they're designed to run for hours, and they're literally, you know, they're designed for that purpose.
I think as well, the shutters aren't on, are they?
The shutters haven't been on for years.
Daylight.
Yeah. Well, I remember that tunnel, or I said tunnel, after you go past the main dragon.
Yeah.
Before the lift hill. It used to be like bats above you flying, and you couldn't see anything, and it was like fibre optics almost, it was all sparkly and stuff. And then then he would do some magical wizard thing.
Yeah.
And then you would speed up and go up the lift hill, and the shuttle would open and off you went. That was great. Now he's just at the end going, look, I've got fairy lights.
And then you're in daylight.
And then you're in daylight.
So you can't actually see the fairy lights,
you know,
you're in daylight.
Yeah, and I mean that train has got the horrific squeal from the wheels as it goes round the first part of the ride. Like,
I did warn you before we got on it.
yeah,
by the way,
but it's been doing that for years now, and I don't understand why. Like, it can't have just gone from not doing that to doing that.
Yeah. I think the problem that Merlin are kind of facing now is that all these parks
are showing their age.
Yeah, had big rides for a lot of years now, and the rides are showing their age. But do they shut? Like, obviously, we've got Nemesis shut at the moment. Please do not call it Nemesis Reborn. We've got Nemesis shut at the moment. So are they just going to go to every single park and shut one and open the other ones, or like, because they're going to have to do something?
I mean, every ride.
Like, look at Vampire. Like, it's so bad. I want one thing, if they ever retrack that, I want one thing from it, that lift hill is in darkness, because you are a bat about to take flight. And bats do not fly in the day.
But which lift hill?
The first one, when you come out.
So you wouldn't want the second one enclosed though?
Well, no, because you're already outside.
Yeah.
Do you see, because you're a bat that's about to fly, you literally say it. That is your tagline when you're in...
Yeah. The station.
When you're boarding.
Yeah.
So...
Sit back and hold on tight. The Vampire is taking flight.
You worked on it, you know.
I know. Yeah, I know. I mean, I think we'll save that deep discussion for another video as we're on Legoland today. But because I think we could both go on a good rant about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think. But like the dragon, he needs some loving. Like, and I'm not talking from the ride system point of view. I'm not even talking from that. I'm talking about like the scenes. Like, even the guy with the cup, he doesn't spit water at you anymore. He just goes. And what I noticed they've also taken out was the electric heaters.
Yes.
Now, I never understood why they were there, but they were cool. They were cool.
Yeah.
And okay, I could probably understand why they removed them, because they're expensive to run. Like, they would have been very, very expensive to run.
The only problem is, unless Lego okay it, they can't do anything.
Yeah, but if you say to Lego, can I
fix this
please, and make it better, they're not going to say no.
Well,
I mean, Legoland Billund doesn't have these problems. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, I should have gone that way. Oh well. But yeah, what other, you know, because they painted the castle not that many years ago.
Yeah.
And the castle still looks quite nice, I think. Like, it's not...
Hey, the castle looks great.
Yeah.
Like... The ride doesn't. The castle...
Yeah, it's like, great castle. Oh, the
queuing
ride,
up for it is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, but unfortunately today we just walked on everything, so we couldn't really take the time to appreciate that. But making a great queue line, you then need to continue to a great ride.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Dragon's Apprentice is all. That's a solid ride. You know, that does its thing. We didn't go on it, but it's nice that it's there, I think. But it looks better than Dragon now.
Yeah.
And it should. That's the wrong way round. That's the wrong way.
It should never look better than Dragon ever.
Yeah.
And it, unfortunately, it never does.
And let's be honest. If you say to anyone who's ever been to Legoland, what ride do you identify with Legoland? It's the Dragon.
Of course.
It's always the Dragon. It's always been. It will always be. Now,
I remember being tall enough to go on the Dragon and my mum taking me on it, and the photo, I still have the photo, and it's iconic because I am not having a good time and my mum is.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, and I'm like crying.
It's a shame. Like, I don't know. I do like its meaty anti-rollbacks though. Bang, 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 bang.
No, you declared it loudly. It was very early in the morning. So
meaty rollbacks.
I love a meaty rollback in the morning. My first ride of the day, 10:03.
Yeah.
But
well, if you look at the one,
a lot of the rides in Legoland I didn't love, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at, so it's a roller skater at Florida for their Dragon, if I remember correctly, and the one at Billund is a powered coaster. Like a Mack powered coaster, like Runaway Train.
Yeah.
And that works brilliantly. Like if I was going to redo Dragon at Windsor, I'd put a Mack powered coaster in.
Yeah.
Because you can control the speed through the scenes and stuff. And you can have lots of fun. And they've got the big area, that outside area to film. So if Merlin are going to go through the projects of retracking Nemesis and redoing Colossus over a period of, you know, the next few years, like they say on the sign, do that with Dragon.
Yeah, just do the Dragon. While you're at it,
because you look at but they're preserving the hill train. They're doing lots of work to that. That's original. You know, so they've got to look after it. I mean, obviously they're removing a lot of original stuff. It does seem. It would appear that
the panic in your face when you thought the moles were gone.
I was pissed.
You ran up that hill.
I was legitimately pissed.
You ran. The minute Chester said it, I was like, oh no. And then you like twitched and was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, you can't get rid. I'm still pissed that it weren't working.
Yeah.
But like that siren noise, you know, that noise it would make. That's like the most iconic Legoland noise ever.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a shame really. They've got rid of so much. Like I only really go to Legoland for nostalgia, and a lot of it is going now. The spider's still there.
Yeah.
But like a lot.
Oh, hello. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna play this through. This is gonna get like, they're gonna love this.
You're going to love this.
You better love this. But yeah, a lot of it's going now. Granted, if I take a kid there now, they ain't gonna care.
No.
They don't know. They don't even know. Like.
Right, we were with Chester today. How was Chester? 17? 16?
Something like that.
He was born in 2008.
Great.
And his mum dropped him off, bless her, and she messaged me halfway through the day as well, just to say like thank you for hanging out with him and that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool, dude. Like, no worries, I love Chester. And then when he said that he was born in 2008, I was like, I was 3 years into secondary school.
See, I think I was leaving.
Yeah,
I'd finished school. Like, what was it when I was talking about the Bone Shaker kids' cars? And he was looking at me like I was speaking a foreign language.
I know, it's
and then
really hard.
Oh, but even Lego Racers, which it's like, where was that? I'm just like, jeez, you know. But again, here's another thing. Lego Racers building, which was also used for Star Wars mod. What is the point of that building?
We build Lego in it.
No, but they put Star Wars in there. There's now no Star Wars models.
Yeah.
So that whole section's sort of like pointless. I'd put Lego Racers back in there.
No, Lego Racers is going in the one opposite the moles. There was a big sign.
No.
You were too busy screaming about the moles.
No, yeah, but it's not going to be Lego like it was. I'm talking about, well, it might be, but I don't think there's enough room. Because the original Lego Racers was great. Granted, they haven't released a Lego Racers video game in about 25 years.
Yeah.
which Lego, if you're watching, please release Lego Racer 3 or remake it, because it was a great game. But that whole building has always been a bit weird. And at the minute, especially, think about it, what is in that area, because the rapids are down.
Yeah, that's interesting. I want to know what's going on there, because like they've completely moved from map.
Yeah, well, but it's still on the website.
I mean, how was their thought process? I know we need to do loads of work to the rapids before we could do loads of work to the dragons, unless there was like a safety issue.
Well, obviously, I saw the interesting thing. So it's got all new wood in the station for the turntable and the running conveyor.
Yeah.
So that was all new. It looked like they got a few new, I'm going to call them lifeguard huts, because they had a lifeguard chair in there.
Yes.
I don't know what the technical name is for them.
Lifeguard.
But I'm going to say lifeguard hut.
I'm pretty sure they're just called lifeguard huts.
Yeah. I mean, since when rapids had the same rules as a swimming pool, I don't know, but...
They look like Baywatch huts.
Yeah. Which, so you're saying that Legoland staff have to like run slowly
well, I don't know how they're gonna stop or run or jump into them rapids.
Well, they've all got e-stops and everything, so if you hit the e-stop, it drains the water quite quickly. If anyone's ever got to watch them turn that rapids on, it's really impressive. You just hear this big almighty like that's an ear. So yeah, that's how that works.
Wow. Well, you don't have to see it be turned on.
Yeah, you've just seen that now.
The best impression ever.
But yeah, obviously there was them spray paint marks of the water line as well, and I noticed they went quite far around, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a case of they've marked them and maybe they want to make it a bit less rapidy. Because
I really hope not.
Well, they need to sort that one corner out that does almost kill every child ever, which while I find hilarious, watching a child get ejected across the rapids boat,
it will lead
to somebody going
somebody getting sued. It will lead to someone getting sued if something goes wrong. So
oh my
I'm
god,
hoping they're not, because I love rapids. And we've only just got Merlin to turn them up.
Yeah, but
now they're like, no.
Let's be fair, Merlin can't even turn on some waterfalls on their rapids at the minute,
That's
so
that's a fair point.
But then you look at the state of it now, like there's a picture I took and I'll maybe put it on here. The state of that, so you go out the station, do the first main dragon in it.
Yep.
Is a mess. Like all the ice around it's cracked and there's holes in it and it's just decayed. You know, think about it, there's the bridge near the lift at the end. That used to have loads of stuff on it. And tipping buckets, and it's all gone. There's just a random metal bridge now.
It's just...
It's
I don't even understand how it's happened, because it's not even old.
No.
That's the worst part about it. It's not old.
Here's another thing. Why has it not got a tunnel? Like, it should have a tunnel. I feel it should have a tunnel.
Yeah, a tunnel would be good, I think, because a lot of it is obviously, the whole thing is.
And the great thing about a tunnel is you flood it with mist. Job done.
Oh, look, a tunnel's coming.
Yeah.
Mist.
Yeah, a very nice gentleman let me go there.
I want to know why the M3 is at a standstill.
Because it's the M3. But yeah, like, I just don't understand. It's like, because the effects didn't even last that long. The tipping buckets were gone within a couple of years.
I don't think I ever saw them.
Exactly, yeah, there you go. I mean, the only thing that's still there is the singing big-breasted lady.
Oh, well, you can't get rid of her.
No, you can't get rid of her. You know.
Breast of the day.
Breasts of the day.
Breast of the day.
You know, it's almost, if they got rid of her, it would be like when Alton Towers got rid of the busty hippo on Toyland Tours. When they got rid of Toyland Tours. But I don't care who you are, if you ever went on Toyland Tours, the most iconic thing about that ride was the busty hippo at the end. It's just a fact.
First time I went to Alton Towers like 3 years ago. I never went when I was a kid.
That's depressing.
Yeah, but I never went when I was a kid.
So you never even went on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory then?
No!
Jesus.
We had this conversation when we were there Saturday. And you were like, well, because I was saying, like, I've never been in the dungeons. And then you were just like, well,
let's go in the dungeons.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I was like, you're talking gibberish to me. I don't know.
But then I was like, let's go in the dungeons. You were like, no, I'll be scared.
Oh, I did say that. I don't like actors.
Yeah, don't put dungeons at Legoland while we're at it. Don't put any more dungeons in parks.
Yeah, please.
I'm trying to think, what sort of, you can even do an attraction like even a fun dungeons at Legoland, I don't think.
Just a
A fungeons.
just a brickhead running at you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Boo! Well, you could have vampire. You could have vampire.
Yeah.
From Monster Haunted House Party.
Skeletor. Skeleton one you could have.
What else? Oh yeah, the State of Monster House Party. That, like, the inside.
Oh yeah, I didn't go on there, did I?
The inside's fine. It's quite nice. You know, I'm not even going to criticise the lighting for once because it all worked, right? And it does. It's all you got to do. Put a rainbow chase on. You're having a party. From a creative standpoint, that's really easy to do. But the outside of it, geez, the state of it. Like some of the fake, you know, like Lego style wood, all the vinyl's peeling off.
Oh, that's not good.
All the shutters, it's just peeling. It's almost like, you know, like if you go into a really old house and all the paint's peeling off the wall.
Yeah.
That's what it's like on the outside, and it's really sad.
I genuinely think there is an accident like 3 cars ahead of us, by the way. Because when you get to that bend,
yeah,
the traffic just moves.
Oh. Well, as long as we keep moving.
As long as we keep moving.
We keep moving, we keep talking about Legoland.
Monsters House Party, look, it's really, how old is it? It's not even old
No, it's
to
not
have that kind of wear and tear.
No. And you can't blame the weather or the sun or anything like that, because it's like
none of the other rides are doing.
It's basically like water damage, but water shouldn't be getting in it that quickly.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh, I don't know. I mean, the ride itself, it's operating, so it's doing better than Hex. But Hex has got about 20 years on it, like.
Yeah, I mean, I love Hex. It's just unfortunate it just makes me feel a bit sick. But like, I love Hex. I'm just so annoyed that I can't go on stuff like that without feeling odd.
But then I can't go on Colossus. Not that that's a loss, but anything with an inline I can't really do now without feeling dizzy. So God knows what it's going to be like on Mandrill Mayhem. It's going to be like, this is going to suck.
This is going to be so interesting.
But yeah, to be fair though, as I was saying when we were walking past it, that area from like Monsters House Party and Atlantis, like then you've got the hotels all the way around to Mythica. It's such a dead area.
Yeah.
Like nothing's going on. Oh, you used to have Dino Safari there, so you had something, hotel. Dino Safari was great.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just a weird, it's eggy. It's eggy, that area. But I don't know. I thought golf was going in that area, so it blew my mind when it was going in car park A. Like, oh my god, where's A car? There's no car park A now.
Car park A. I thought you were going to lose your mind when we pulled up today. You were like, oh my god, where do I park? Like,
I always park in car park A.
Well, don't worry about it, 'cause we've got trusty car park B.
B for butt scratcher.
Butt scratcher.
Butt scratcher.
And B squared.
And B squared. Yeah, B squared car park now.
It's just like, we can't change it to another letter because it will confuse the car park situation.
It will confuse Craig. It will confuse.
Oh, that's a nice house.
Yeah. Well, the other thing we noticed obviously is that Extreme Team's gone now, or whatever they called it in the raft. Was it raft races they called it in the end? I can't remember. So that's gone, and apparently, what did you say? We're getting a couple of Vekoma Junior boomerangs in that area.
Yes.
So that could be interesting. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, not sure.
I'm basically null of. I've got no feelings towards it whatsoever. But we'll see. They're doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
but it seems like a lot of the work I saw them doing is trying to maintain what they've got, like keep it working. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not give it TLC. But then, do you remember that whole thing with Towers Loving Care? Alton Towers, do you remember that? They did like a Twitter and that. They were like, oh look, we're painting this and we're doing that. That didn't last very long. But I feel like Legoland sort of are doing that. Yeah. With like the hill train. You know, they're looking after that. But I feel like that might be more out of necessity than... Yeah. Because it's the nice thing to do.
I think they just need to. I don't know. I feel like the past needs to be more honest about what they're up to. Because like just saying, oh look, I painted this today, doesn't really cut it, does it?
That's like that.
Because like the average Joe would be like, oh, that's nice that they're painting that.
Yeah.
Whereas like us lot are like, yeah, but you're doing that to cover up that.
Yeah. But then that would be like me going, oh, I went and did lighting on Wicked today. Well, actually, what I did is I went and pressed go when the deputy stage manager told me to press go, because the whole show is pre-programmed, so it's not actually that impressive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it is.
Okay, it is. But that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, however much people will say I'm extremely critical of things, it's because when it comes to effects and that, I know how they can be executed easily, cheaply, and robustly. Like, I'm trying to think, where normally has a smoke effect? Because I saw one. The cannon, that was it, the cannon on Pirate Falls.
Yes.
He had a bottle of smoke fluid behind him. Like, it's not difficult, you pass the sensor. And it didn't work. Every other water effect seemed to work.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything else appeared to work on Pirate Falls.
No, it didn't. Because remember, we got to the top of the thing, the lift, and the fuse went out, and then nothing happened. We just went down the drop. There was no explosion or...
I swear, and I don't know whether or not I imagine this, it used to have doors on it. Like, you literally went through a set of doors before you fell down.
I don't remember going through a set of doors before you fell down. There might have been a set of doors at the start. Like when you got to the top of the lift.
Yeah, I genuinely think there was. Because I always remember going through the set of doors when I was with my aunt, because I remember absolutely crying the first time I went on that. But I'm convinced there was doors.
Well, if we're going to speak about doors, let's speak about the doors on Laser Raiders.
Yes, let's talk about the doors on
which
Laser
got
Raiders.
pushed open by the car, not opened of their own self. So if I was shooting like, pew, 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 I'd smack my elbow on the door.
Yeah.
Now, I'm convinced they used to be motorised. So
Yeah, but
you
sure
can't
they
come
would
in
be
there.
motorised, because you'd break the cars eventually if you just kept smashing.
I mean, you can put
into it.
bumpers on them and stuff, but it's
Yeah,
still
but
it's not good for A, the car, and B, the door, because the door's getting. If I spent a whole day kicking the door, A, my foot's gonna hurt, but B, the door's gonna have a bit of damage to it. So if you've got they're probably what, half a ton ride vehicle, hitting it constantly, repeatedly, several times an hour.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that I don't know, something felt off about that ride today.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird
Like
ride.
the audio was so quiet.
I don't know. For me, it's just strange because it's so light in there.
Yeah.
So if you compare it to Chessington, where it's like pitch black.
On everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you see the targets, whereas because it's lit in Laser Raiders,
Yeah, you can't really see the targets
can't
as
see
well.
the targets. And also you see a lot of like the ceiling and the floor and the...
But this is one of Merlin's biggest things that they don't seem to do is you can call it the fifth wall if you want. If you're in a room, a square room, your fifth wall is your ceiling. Now granted, things are a bit difficult because you've got to put fire alarms, you've got to put lighting effects, sprinkler systems and stuff in, but you can still integrate that within theming. But I feel like they don't want to do that because then it does make it a bit of a pain in the arse to service those things. So what they would need to do is almost like like them false polystyrene.
Yeah.
See, you want a themed version of that they can just take a tile out. But at the end of the day, it's a very simple thing. I'm convinced it all comes down to money.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't like Laser Raiders because the theming is shocking.
Oh, are you ringing?
My phone is ringing.
Who is it?
It's Grumpy.
Oh, let's listen what
Hello?
Grumpy wants. So yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Laser Raiders.
Yes, and ceilings. Yeah, I mean, it does all come down to money at the end of the day.
Oh, Legoland just messaged me.
Oh, Legoland just... What did they say?
Besties!
What did Legoland say?
They said, I hope you managed to dry off from your ride on Pirate Falls.
Don't you know?
Like, I'm currently sitting in the car soaked.
Yes.
Stuck on the M25. Speaking of which.
Speaking of
the M25. Apparently it's been horrific all day. So he wished us the best of luck with this. I can't even think how we'd get out of it now.
We can't. We have to take the M25. We have no choice because we're too close to Heathrow.
Damn Heathrow!
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, ironically, this goes back to the skyline thing we were saying though. It didn't go high enough to cover your peripherals. You know, and to be fair, I think Cursor Manor has the same problem. But they're lucky because it's really dark in there.
Yeah,
because
it's dark, you can get away with it. That's like more so than Laser Raiders.
But if if we're going to effects, like, did you ever see that show they had on was it Channel 4, like inside Legoland Windsor or whatever the?
Yeah, I love that.
Right. But I remember watching bits of it because spoiler, I've worked for Merlin before, so.
Spoiler.
And this guy goes around. He goes, I remember when these effects worked and it was great, right? And he goes around the Legoland Express and he fixes these things.
Yeah.
None of them worked today. So that tells me, as expected, that was all for show.
Yeah, of course it was.
And that's a sad thing. That means you know, you need someone who's gonna care and can do it. The problem is how much I've seen how much Merlin pay for a technical role, and it's not great when you consider as a freelancer I can get like £300 a day, if not a lot more, and they're paying £12.60 an hour. What are you going to choose if you've got the knowledge? You know, if Legoland said have a free night in the hotel and you can spend the evening trying to fix effects, I'd be like, great,
brilliant.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they've got to do. I bet if Merlin as a company, not just Legoland, put out a call, especially over the winter, and said, do you love our parks? Would you like to help out? We want to paint, I don't know, let's think of something simple. The donut shop.
That we don't have at Legoland.
That we don't have at Legoland. Or we want to paint the entrance plaza. Would you like to volunteer? We'll give you free tea and coffee. I bet you so many rides nerds and theme park nerds and enthusiasts would jump at it, because they would then feel part of the project, and it makes their parks, like, you know, I'm not saying you should get them to come and paint vampires' ports. Do you know what I mean? Like,
just like a wall.
Just a couple of walls, or help, you know, plant something, put up a fence. You know, they do it in a heartbeat, and they do it for free. Like, and then I come along and be like, I've got an iPath ticket, so I can use a cherry picker, so I'm going to paint vampire or dragon or something. You know what I mean? Like, if you get people who can come in with these skills, who care about the park, they'd be winning at life.
I would love to spend the day just mooching around, planting some trees.
Yeah. And to be fair, Legoland's the best place to do that because they have a lot of greenery.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Legoland and Chesterton would be up there for the planting.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Alton has its own grounds thing going on.
Alton has a forest.
Alton has its own gardening grounds issue going on, so.
But I don't. If they did that, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't let any enthusiasts sneer a new project though, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Like that would be a really dumb thing.
That would be a mistake.
You know. Even going, oh Craig, do you want to come and look at the effects on this new ride before it opens? I wouldn't even recommend them doing that.
No.
Like, but and so I will say Miniland though. Miniland's looking the best I've seen it in quite some years.
Miniland is so good.
You know,
it's the best bit.
London, on the other hand, in Miniland,
looks a bit sad.
It looks a lot like London because it's dirty and grotty and broken.
No, definitely.
But from a Miniland perspective, I really hope that's the next thing to be done. It was nice to see that they're doing all of the upgrades to the control systems though. What I would love to see is if you could put a camera in the front of one of your trains and there was like a little iPad in the Miniland and you could just follow it, or you could live stream it so you could just watch this thing go around Miniland all day.
That would be amazing.
How good would that
live
be?
stream?
Yeah?
Just chilling.
Yeah?
Oh, that'd be great on the little canal boats in like Amsterdam bit as well.
Yeah?
Oh, you need to get on that Legoland.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. I'd play that.
Yeah. That's my idea for the day.
Yeah, I like that. And they could just play their theme music over the top of the stream.
Yeah, or you could just put a little microphone in there. If the camera's got a microphone in, so we could hear it going.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like on the outside. I was like, it's quite risky depending on what conversations are happening.
No, actually, like the camera. So you got the camera in the train. Or, better yet, build me a little carriage. I'll come along with my camera. We'll send the trains round, make a really nice POV, release that on your website.
Yeah.
A bit of social media there. And then I'd get to play with some Lego.
Win-win, really.
It's a win-win. Obviously, that might be a while because obviously, was it Holland is missing some track.
Is it?
It was missing track. That's where I found all my nerdy junction boxes.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. You did notice about the London Eye today.
Yeah, that was. I guess that more proves how sad I am.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to agree so quickly. Yeah.
It proves how sad I am more than how clever Legoland have been, because I don't think they did it intentionally. But if they did, then fair play.
I reckon they probably have done.
It'd be nice if they had, but basically what we're talking about is if you look at the actual London Eye and then you look at their model of the London Eye, the drive motors to make the wheel spin are in the same place on the model as they are on the real one. And me being me was like, it's clever that, isn't it? Yeah, look at that. And everyone's like, you're weird. And I'm like, yeah, that's
I feel
fair.
like family just kind of look at you. Like,
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
This guy really likes his Lego.
Yeah. And his London Eye.
Big fans of all Merlin attractions.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to enough of them this week. I think I'm done.
What is
for
the
them.
London Eye? Because it's not just the London, it's lastminute.com London Eye, isn't it?
Yeah, so it was British Airways London Eye.
Yeah.
It's been the Coca-Cola London Eye.
Cute.
It's lastminute.com London Eye at the minute. I feel like there's another one in there somewhere, I just can't remember what it is.
I just don't, the last minute, it's not even last minute, it's lastminute.com.
Yeah, lastminute.com.
Like, why the .com part of it? Just,
But here's a nice thing about Legoland when you think about it. Nothing's sponsored, because it's the whole park is Lego, which is a sponsor.
I've got a lot of, I enjoy that.
It's not Pirate Falls sponsored by Tampax.
Okay. But
Well, look, if Imperial Leather can sponsor Bubbleworks, Tampax can.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. They can't touch it because of Lego branding, and I love that. Like, there's that way you have to use your imagination when you design a ride. You can't just be like, oh,
and
Imperial Leather, they're bubbles.
But they've also got access to the Lego Masters, I guess they're called.
Lego.
Or that's just maybe that TV show.
Lego Architects.
No, that's just the brand of models, isn't it?
No, they're called Lego Architects.
Architect. Lego Art. We're going to call them Lego Architects.
Architects.
Lego Architects. They've got access to all of these people who design the sets and stuff, so they could just go, we want to build a roller coaster.
We want to do this
It looks like this. Give us a theme. And obviously they've got the archive of Lego products anyway. You know, so Bionicle and Ninjago and... Do we talk about Ninjago? Or is that like, we don't talk about Bruno sort of thing?
Yeah. I went on it once. You don't need to go on it anymore than that. The thing is, kids love that.
Wailing their hands around.
Yeah, and again, it's screen based.
Well, I was very lucky because when I was in Orlando visiting Rob and Alyssa, Rob got invited to the launch of the first Ninjago ride at Florida, which I went on. And I had the same thought then. I was like, I don't need to go on this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the same. It's like web slingers. The web slingers, everyone's like, oh, I really want to go on web slingers. And I'm like, why?
Why?
Like, Don't get me wrong, I am amazing at that game, but it's not great. I don't understand how it gets like an hour and a half queue.
I think that's a capacity issue more than a...
I don't even know if it is capacity. I just think people are like, oh yeah, Spider-Man.
I mean, the weirdest thing I find about Ninjago is that the train, if you look at the track, there's like a reel of QR codes, and each train reads every QR code as it goes round.
Yeah.
Why make it so complicated? Like, that's a really complicated way of doing it. Whereas you could just put like, train goes round, it passes a sensor, it knows to stop. Not it's literally calculating to the nth degree where it is. I feel like, and then what happens when the QR codes fade over time? You're gonna have to reprint your QR codes. Like, just my brain can't figure that out.
I'm not a fan.
I think I've only been on the one here once.
I've only been on the one at Legoland once. It's a lot of effort as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort. It's like if you're unfit as a person, not even medically unfit, if you're just unfit, like, and I don't even mean like unfit. If you don't go to the gym, don't go on it. Because.
But it's also weird because you're not doing any weight to it though, are you? So it's not like a workout either. It's just like unnecessary muscle strain.
Yeah. It angers me.
It angers me.
And the thing is, like, you feel so pressured to beat the people next to you.
Oh, it's competitive as hell, isn't it?
Yeah. So then you're just like flying your arms around. You're like, you know, jab a kid in the face or something. See, there are easier ways to have done that.
You want to plug that into the battery pack, otherwise you're not going to be able to listen to us talk anymore. That would make you all sad. Is it on? Is the light on? The pack one. Oh, it's warm. Oh, it might be dead. Okay, so if it dies, we'll just change the battery out, so there might be a weird little
moment where I try and do that because Craig's driving.
But yeah, like, do you remember when the hedge maze used to be in there? That had that waterfall that would come on and off every so often.
Oh my god, thank you! Where was that?
That was where Ninjago now is.
Ah.
So where Ninjago and...
You know what? I knew there was a reason I didn't like that game. And now I'm like... It's like, I just don't think about it. And then all of a sudden you think about these things that have been taken away and you're like... But I like a hedge maze.
Yeah, I mean, even Blackpool Place Beach has a hedge maze.
Leeds Castle has a hedge maze.
Leeds Castle has it.
And I love that hedge maze.
I haven't been to Leeds Castle in years.
Oh, it's so much fun. You just pay once and you go for the year. And the mini golf's really good.
Oh, we've got mini golf.
Yeah, got a draw.
I think we might start another series of us playing mini golf.
Yes. We should go tomorrow.
Yeah?
Not to Leeds Castle.
Oh, where's mini golf? Where's the nearest mini?
Folkestone.
Oh, I haven't been to the Folkestone mini golf.
Yeah.
Stand by, you may see at some point a video of us going to mini golf.
Yeah. Just like a quick cut to us playing golf the next day, like, hey!
And then we can come back to Legoland when their golf is open.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much golf. Yeah. What do you mean you don't remember the last time you played mini golf? We played mini golf Saturday.
That's a fair point.
We literally played it at Alton Towers.
Yeah. I was too busy getting annoyed about the Nemesis fame that I didn't know anything about at the time.
Yeah.
But we will leave that for another video.
That is a whole other video.
Because that'll
talking about that
will be great. That'll be me ranting for a solid 20 minutes about poor creative decisions.
Poor planning.
But yeah, if we're talking about, like, so much has gone. I feel like more's gone from Legoland over the years than the likes of Chessington or Thorpe Park.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think...
because what we were talking about today, Lego Racers, Bone Shaker, the Circus, Dino Safari, Raft Racers or whatever it was called in the end, Extreme Team Slides. What else has gone? I feel like there's definitely more. There's definitely more. The second train on the train. There used to be 2 trains. I'm convinced there used to be 2 trains. What else has gone? Oh, this is going to be fun. Guess what? I'm squeezing in here, mate. You're welcome. Yeah, I feel like there's some other stuff that's gone. Oh, Jungle Coaster,
Yes.
which I have been on since it went to Florida.
Aww.
That was nice. Yeah, so there's got to be, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and the there used to be the play park and climbing frame all changed when they put Jolly Rocker in. It used to be, remember that massive like wooden fort they had?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all gone.
Yeah.
I think they've really sneakily done it as well.
Oh, they did it on the sly, yeah. No,
Oh yeah, they've just snuck a lot out, haven't they? Really, now you think about it.
but at least they still put something there.
Yeah, there's like a replacement for it.
Yeah.
They're just like in the middle of winter, just like take something and be like, haha, now it's a bit of grass.
No one's going to notice.
No one will know this is gone.
I wish they'd do that with a smiler. Nobody will notice this is gone. We'll just put a tent over it. Yeah, I don't know. Legoland's got this soft spot. I've got this soft spot for Legoland.
I do, but I'm annoyed they don't have donuts.
Yeah.
I was annoyed the Lego chips wasn't open.
Yeah, you would have thought Lego chips would always be open.
Yeah, I'm annoyed about
like
that.
they're Lego.
Well, look, there wasn't really anything for us to eat today. We shared a hot dog.
We shared a hot dog. I didn't even look at Pizza Pasta if that was open.
It was.
Okay,
I
so
think.
Pizza Pasta was the only place that was open.
Yeah, well that's
Like
convenient, wasn't it?
as a restaurant.
Yeah. The only place you can sit down and have your dinner is Pizza Pasta today. At £18 a head.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But we did get to see the open rehearsals of the new Pirates of Skeleton Bay show.
We did.
What did you think before I get into Craig's techie notes? From what you saw.
From what I saw, I liked the brick. Lego brick. Man.
Cool. Lego Brick the Pirate.
Lego brick the pirate.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
There are spoilers! Look, it's a bit...
Some jet skiing.
There was some jet skiing.
Oh, and a new lighthouse. Brand new lighthouse.
Yeah, there is a brand. Do you know what? I like the lighthouse now.
It reminds me of the original lighthouse.
Yeah, looks like it should.
Yeah, like a lighthouse. Oh wow, this lighthouse looks like a lighthouse.
Oh, such a low bar, aren't we? Yeah, it was. I mean, look, from it's okay. I don't have children, so I have absolutely zero necessity to sit and watch it. I wouldn't personally just sit and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's this awkward thing when you work in theatre of you spend all your time in the theatre or doing shows and events, and then you go out somewhere and you're like, do I really want to sit and watch a show? Well, no. Do you end up sitting and watching the show? Yes. Why? Because you're intrigued about how they've executed it. Like, you can't necessarily win in that regard, but it seems pretty solid. It seems like they've got a solid basis at the minute for the show. I did find it bizarre though that not everyone had a headset. So your main pirate captain lady,
Yes.
she had a microphone, but all the other cast was pre-recorded. And they obviously have to lip sync, but they can only lip sync when the guy presses go. So you're setting yourself up for a lot of awkward
lip syncing
and verbal cues. Like, I'm sure there is a valid reason why the other characters don't have headsets, and I don't think it's a financial reason. I think it's probably more these guys are going to dive in the pool and get wet. Like,
yeah.
but if that's the case, then either give them handhelds so they haven't got it, or have their headsets on the back of their costume so they're easily removable. But I don't know. I'm sure there's a valid reason for it, but that was my biggest sort of like gripe.
Yeah.
But most people aren't going to give a damn about that. This is just me. But it's nice that they did rehearsals in front of people. They didn't just wait for the park to close and then do it. So at least they can gauge the people's reaction, make script changes if they want.
Yeah, I suppose that's actually quite a clever idea. I didn't think of it that way.
You know, and they weren't stupid enough at like some parks to go, oh, it's a technical rehearsal. They just went, look, it's an open rehearsal. They had someone announcing before it started
that it's an open
what was going on. She was very honest. and they were churning through them. They must have done that show.
They did, honestly, it was on all day. The amount they did it, I was amazed really, because, you know, the stunts and everything, they would have been shattered. Ooh,
yeah.
Oh, fun.
And the other thing is that, you know, a lot of the actors and actresses and cast, not cast members, literal cast, sometimes this is their first gig. So that might be the first time they've done it in front of an audience like that, you know. And at Legoland, it's good, they get the appreciation. It's the ones at Thorpe Park and that I feel really sorry for.
Yeah, like the thrill makers.
Like the thrill makers, because
I just feel so sorry for them.
Because the clientele at Thorpe Park, teenagers, teenage men,
and then you've got thrill makers skipping round
in tight uniforms, getting treated awfully. Some of the stuff people say about them, it's not. I've heard stuff when I'm in queue lines, and it's not nice. So don't. If you are that person, don't be that person. It's disgusting. I've seen a lot of good actors and actresses leave the profession.
Yeah, because of things
like that. You know, they're there to learn their trade essentially. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's a tough business. But you got to appreciate what they're doing, because they have to do that probably 4 times a day, if not more. You know, it's not an easy job.
And also, they're all like 16 to 18. They're not...
I'm saying, it's their first job. They might be fresh out of school, fresh out of uni, and they're the ones who, from my point of view, we want to get into the industry. We want new blood, but they get put off when you get creepy old men or teenagers or whatever. Yeah. Just going, oh, look at that, look at that. Oh.
Like that. It's not nice.
But you don't get that at Legoland, which is nice, because it's families.
Yeah.
And that's like, so if they're not doing it at Legoland, why should you do it at Thorpe Park?
Yeah, they don't do it at Chessington either, I find. I think on Alton Towers you can't really go, oh yeah, to the fun police. So,
oh yeah, fun police.
So, and Thorpe Park aren't stupid. They're not. They're like, yeah, we'll get young, attractive girls and boys. There are boys in it as well, and we will parade them round, and people will enjoy it, and it brings people back to the park. They're not stupid. They know it works. Are they right in doing it?
Okay, they are. The thing I don't, that I've noticed, when the thrill makers are out, I really wish they would have security nearby to deal with people like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And just put a stamp on it, because you know.
Yeah, I think
some of these people, you could be going to see Frozen in 5 years on the West End at Drury Lane, and one of these people could be Elsa.
Yeah.
Like, they could have that potential in them.
Yeah, like this is their career. It's not like a fun thing they do.
Yeah, they're making a living.
They feel like it. Like, they are paid to be there, and it is their job. And I think people, I don't know, people forget that, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
And like, if someone just came to my, well, I mean, we used to work together. If someone just came to our place of work and leered at us, I mean, to be fair, I met I met Sean at work, but like,
and that's exactly how it went down.
That's pretty much what happened. No, but if someone like came into your place of work and was like, you know, staring at you and making comment, it wouldn't be nice. So yeah, I feel sorry for the thrill makers more than I do the other staff, I think. But you know what, all Merlin staff cop it. So
just tell me about it.
Yeah, so across the board.
And another thing that will go by, if you see a costume character like a Lego brick or Lego Spaceman,
I'm trying to think of a costume.
I hope they still have Lego Spaceman.
They do, they must do,
because he was like the best person from the Lego movie.
I like the shark.
Shark?
Yeah, the little shark. He's not in the film, but he's at Legoland.
Oh right.
He's like a little, he's a shark brick.
But you know, I mean, like, spaceship. Right, well, that was the battery dying that we were talking about. So we're going to carry on. Costumes, yeah. So if you do see these characters and you want to hug them and shake their hand or whatever, that's fine. Do not pull, grab, or or shake or anything, because they are tough things to be in. Like, they are sweaty, they're horrible, they're claustrophobic, your vision is minimal. Like, I'm talking like that sometimes. That's why they should always have an escort with them, because they can't see where they're going.
Yeah.
You know, don't expect them to reply either. Like, that's not cool. Just to have your picture taken. Like the guy today with Bits and Bobs, he was really good.
Yes.
But at no point did I expect Bits and Bobs to make a noise at me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was fluffy. Yeah.
He was fluffy.
But yeah, if you get to meet Bits and Bobs and that guy's back there with his great haircut.
Oh yeah, he has an amazing haircut. He's like Bits and Bobs. They match. They definitely do that on purpose.
I don't know. I just think he's got a cool haircut. I think he does that because he can. But either way, he was magnificent at what he did, and I sort of wanted to steal Bits and Bobs. I had a great time, as you could probably tell.
I could tell. I filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, so did I. I'm sure you'll get to see it at one point, but I had a great time with Bits and Bobs. That was far more entertaining than the Magic Theatre, Flying Theatre ride. Oh, that's the other thing I actually quite liked, was the LED. I'm not a fan of LED screens. Personally, I think they're a massive pain in the arse for permanent installations, especially on like things like the Smiler and Wicker Man. Why they put them on Wicker Man, I do not know, but I'm not going to get into that until we do the Alton Towers video.
Yeah.
But the LED screens on the top of the little drop towers. Yeah. That had like half fire, half ice, and it changed. Oh, that was great. That was such a nice little touch. I was like, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Good. Didn't go on them.
Just looked at it.
Just looked at it. Was like, that's nice.
Oh, it's the same as Sarge's parachute drop, isn't it? It's the same
principle,
yeah.
And then what was the other thing in that area that we saw? What do they call them now? They used to be called wave surfers.
Oh, I really wanted to go on them, but I feel like I got wet enough today without.
What do they call them now? Hydro blast.
Yeah, the spinny things that the water explodes out the pool and
we're going to call them
around.
The explodey water boats.
Check out my shorts if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yes, check out
Poppy May's Adventures shorts.
Subscribe.
Because they're on there, and subscribe while you're there, please.
Lost track of what I was saying. Oh yeah, so they only had one of the.
We call them squirty boat things.
Exploding squirty boat ride. Obviously the engineers were out in their waders, and fair play to them.
Yeah, you know what? They were out in their waders when I was on the boat.
On the boat?
Yeah, when I went boating.
Oh yeah, they did have. They had that was a ride host. I'm convinced he was trying to scare the geese away.
I think he was, because he walked out, didn't he? And he had like, because there was geese in the boating today.
Yeah.
And he like came out in his like waders, and someone was like, no, geese.
Go away, you geese.
Shoo, geese.
But yeah, like they're trying to get the second turntable up and running, so that was nice to see. Because there was like a good 4 of them on it, like they were trying.
Yeah. Actually, I will say the operations were very good today.
Yeah, other than the Skyline.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, because it has that pre-show. We were waiting in the pre-show a long time. I don't know, I just feel like that ride's got bad capacity, full stop. But yeah, for the most part they were pretty good. I can't think of any issues other than the typical waiting around for the barriers to close while we were on the train. Yeah. Which always takes ages.
Yeah, that takes so long. We've got to think about why doing that.
I think after 20 plus years, I don't think they're gonna. I don't think. But yeah, other than that, I think it was pretty solid. Obviously, Skyrider seemed to not make its mind up what it wanted to do. But then, the more I think about it, the more I know that ride doesn't like rain. So, but it wasn't raining when it first went down, so I don't know. But that is a classic Legoland attraction.
Yeah,
Do you remember when it had pedals?
Yeah.
You had to pedal go faster. God, my little legs could never reach the pedals.
Oh, I didn't even. I wish it still had pedals.
Yeah.
Why did they get rid of the pedals?
Probably because people injured themselves. And if you pedalled really fast, you would just catch up to the car in front.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that was cool when it had pedals.
Oh, nostalgia.
Yeah, and then obviously Space Tower. I find it really weird that when they got rid of that, they just left everything else there.
Yeah.
Like the circle, the queue line, It's just
Yeah,
there.
it's just there. And I was looking at it earlier, wasn't I? I was like, there was something here. I know there was. You were like, yeah.
The space tower, huh?
Space tower. But yeah, it's so odd that they just left it as like literally just removed the ride. That's all they've done. They've just removed the ride.
Like, I really want to know why Technic Dragon's gone. I really want to know why. Like,
Yeah.
where's my Technic Dragon gone? That was OG Legoland. You can put a sign up saying you're building something awesome, but if you can build something awesomer than that, I'll be very surprised. But then that's a big chunk of land when you think about it. You got where Space Tower was, and then that building. You said Lego Races is going there.
Yeah.
But that's a big chunk of land. You could put a something there. I'm trying to think of good kids flat rides.
Are there any?
They could put Dino Safari back there.
Alright.
Or what's that thing that Jessington's got now?
Oh,
The squirty boat ride.
but they already have squatty boat ride. You don't need another one.
What? Not one with guns.
You have guns on your. The one that goes. Don't they?
No, you don't have guns. You just go.
Just spinning.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You just spin and you can reel yourself in and out with the wheel.
Oh.
And then people got to try and hit you with the squirty, explodey cannons.
I like that.
So, you know, or they could put like a battle galleons there. Maybe not battle galleons, but you know what I mean. Something along those lines.
Yeah, see, Legoland actually has probably the most battle water rides, if I thought about it. Like, really. Like, that get you wet. Let me refrain. That get you wet.
Well, yeah, because
Probably so, like, in England, we can't always have water rides because it's chilly. I mean, it's raining now.
that sounded so posh then. We can't have because it gets chilly.
It does get chilly. It gets chilly.
Chilly, don't you know?
For all of Craig's wildly subscribers, it's cold in England and it's rainy. And if people are like, no, that's a lie. It's not. It's raining now.
Yeah, it's raining now. You can probably see it on the rear window. Look, I'll make my wiper go. Aha.
Exciting things we can do in England.
Yes.
Look at our window wiper.
We're in traffic on the M25. It's the most English thing you can ever do.
Oh, you on the M25 today? Yeah. Oh, good luck.
Yeah. See you in a week.
I just love the way he was like, oh yeah, it's been quite bad today. How do you know? Where have you been today that involves the M25?
That's a fair point. Do you reckon he went to Thorpe Park or something without us?
No, he definitely went to work.
We're talking about Grumpy Theme Park Dude, by the way, if you're wondering.
So he's cooking us, well, I say us dinner. He's cooking me dinner because we live together. This is my partner. You're coming for dinner. So in turn, he's cooking us dinner as we drive and get stuck on the M25. See, and this is why it frustrates me that people brake on a motorway, because if no one had braked, it would have just flowed through.
Yes.
Don't brake on motorways unless
you should be learning these basic fundamentals.
Unless you're in another country and you have a different driving system. In the UK, you should not brake on a motorway unless it's 100% necessary.
They teach you this on the driving school at Legoland.
Yeah.
Which adults should be allowed on.
Also, no hate to Chester at all, because I love it to steer. He wouldn't let me steer the boat today.
What?
Yeah.
Did you at least get to push the pedal?
No.
So you just sat there as a boating passenger?
My whole life, I'm just passenger princess.
Even now.
I'm gonna get my revenge on Autopia next week. What makes me laugh is Sean is obviously driving down. Probably how David's driving down. But he always wants to go on Autopia. So the 2.5-hour drive from Calais to Paris isn't quite enough. He will then drive on Autopia. And then he got annoyed with me once because I drove and he sat in the passenger seat. Even though he'd just driven.
Do you know what I like about Autopia? And I'm convinced that Autopia still has petrol engines or two-stroke engines.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Now, did the boating school used to have that as well? I'm convinced the boating school used to have engines. Like actual, like, combustion engines.
You know what? It might have done, you know.
I'm convinced it did.
Oh. Do you know what would be quite cool? So, Close the Chicken does it. So, you know Google, when they first made Google Maps, went around parks?
Yeah, and they're all quite out of date now.
So he does it where he like looks back. So he did all the towers the other day.
Yeah.
Poster, can you do Legoland, please? Because it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
It's probably like, what, 2003? A bit later than that, 2008?
Yeah, I mean, I would have said mid-2000s if they got rid of the petrol engines. If it did in fact have petrol engines,
Look,
we could be speaking out of our arse.
Someone go on Google Maps and tell me.
Or someone just tell us.
What is that Legoland in 2008 or whenever it would have been done?
Yeah, and were they petrol engines? That's all I want to know. Were they petrol engines?
I was kind of thinking for nostalgia of rides.
Yeah, nostalgia is right. There's probably ones we've forgotten about.
But also the petrol engine.
Yeah, I'm interested in the internal combustion engine. She wants nostalgia.
I just want nostalgia. I want to know.
Well, I mean, did you ever see the circus when it was at Legoland?
I must have done. But like, again, I would have done. But I've stopped remembering it now because this stuff just disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember them ever suddenly going, this will be the last circus. And then Laser Raiders appeared.
See, they don't. I feel like all the other attractions in the UK make such an ordeal out of things when they're going to close or they're going to shut them down.
Unless it's...
Legoland are like, yeah, just take it down, put something else there,
Yeah.
everyone knows. And then you kind of get to a point where like walk around the park and you go, where was this stuff? Where's it gone?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what was that? Like, I never remember them going, I think Dino Safari was probably the last big-ish thing that went. I never remember them going, get rid of that. They just were like, we're getting Castle Hotel, isn't that great?
Yeah, they don't talk about, they only talk about what's coming. They don't actually talk about what's being removed.
Yeah.
And I find that a very interesting like tactic.
I mean, I would love to know if they have an archive on park. Like a history, because you've not just got Legoland history, you've got the history of Windsor Safari Park.
Yeah.
So there's a huge amount of history for that site. So I want to know if there's an archive on park and if I'm allowed access to it. Because if I am, I'd have a field that I'd be making videos for weeks. I'd be loving life.
I would want to see that.
But what would be in that archive? Like, I imagine the pictures they must have somewhere from the construction of Legoland.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Like for them to do what Alton Towers did, where they just had the book to show you.
Yeah,
Disneyland does it as well.
You know, they've got. We were talking about the old Lego Racers building or the Star
Put it in there.
Put it in there. Put a history thing in there. Turn the lights on. Jobs are good, and you can just open it. You know.
Adults would love that.
Yeah. Especially the ones who've now got kids because they grew up going to Legoland.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, 100%.
When I worked at Jessington, I desperately wanted to get into the archive. God knows I tried.
God damn it, I tried.
You know, the best I ever got to see was a big schematic of Zufari before it was being built, which was pretty cool. But yeah, like...
Speaking of Chessington, we're just driving past.
Yes, through all these 50-mile-an-hour average speed cameras.
I love an average.
Don't have average speed cameras on the driving school.
No, they don't.
They should. They should.
I'm a bit rogue with the driving school now. I was watching it earlier, not in like a weird way. I was walking out the toilet. And I guess it's kind of a free-for-all. Like, I feel like...
It used to be a lot stricter.
Yeah,
like,
and now it's just, it's chaos.
They were like,
on the road.
They were like, it's red light, you will stop.
Yeah. And now they're like, ha, Giles, what are you up to?
Yeah.
You're like, this is, generations have changed.
Yeah. There's gonna be like a full pile up one day on the news of, you know.
Also, I can't believe you now have to pay to have the driving licence. Like the plastic one.
Yeah, and it was like $12.95.
I was really upset when you told me. You were like, oh, you can get a driving licence. I was like, really? You were like, yeah, it's £13. I was like, no.
But you get a lanyard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's still a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it doesn't justify it, and I'm not allowed to actually sit in the car. So...
No, they take your picture with the DSLR camera.
Yeah, but I feel like it's cheating. I feel like you should have to do it.
You say that. When I got my Legoland driving licence, it was a bit of card.
I literally have lost mine. I have mine somewhere.
Was yours the bit of card that folded over?
No,
like
mine's pink. It's like an actual driving licence. It's for Legos.
Wow. Nah.
And I don't know where it is.
Nah, mine was like a sheet that's probably about the size of my hand. You would fold it over and it looked like a passport. And then you would have to get your own passport photo.
Do you know another thing I didn't do today? And I kind of wish I had done because I feel a bit sad about it.
What's that?
Panning for gold.
Oh, I've still got my medal from like the 90s for doing that.
Yeah, mine's somewhere. But I was like looking at it, I don't even think they give you medals anymore.
But what's the point in panning for gold then?
The knowledge that you've done a good job.
work for the knowledge of doing a good job.
They might do. I don't know. I should have looked into that further. They probably charge an extortionate price to do it now, though.
I mean, they don't do panning for gold in Chessington anymore, do they?
No. I love panning for gold. I feel like they should bring that back. I swear, I used to do that a lot as a child.
At Legoland, yeah, every time.
Yeah, but like anywhere that had that kind of option, I was doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of wondering, was it like a trend? Was it like a thing we all went through?
If we're going by like sideshow attractions, which actually, now we're thinking about panning for gold, the band opposite panning for gold, they've replaced all the models, but they don't play music anymore. Do you remember the old band? Like, so that's that. You know, I don't know.
Oh, shoot, I was going to ask you to stop and get a drink.
Oh well, look, we can stop at.
Goodbye, Cobham.
We can stop at the next ones. We'll stop at Clackett Lane.
Oh my god, I love a cheeky bit of clacks.
Yeah. I mean, we've now been on the road for like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, we've been in the car for a long time now, and considering it's meant to only take an hour and 15 to get home.
Yeah, and we've still got another 45 at least. Traffic. But this is making for a longer YouTube video for you all, so enjoy.
I hope you're enjoying our torment.
Yes. You're panning for gold. But when you think about it, Legoland, I don't know, do Legoland want to rinse money out of Adnam? I feel like they're in a tough position because they want to make a lot of money. You've paid a lot of money to get in. Are you really... You've got to be wary of the line of how much money you try and rinse out of people.
Yeah.
Especially at somewhere like, you know, that Lego is inherently expensive, like as a product.
And they're not stupid. They lay out that shop so well.
Yeah.
Like, come in the shop, buy things.
Yeah. Buy £349.99p Lego Loop roller coasters.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favourite thing about that is it works.
Yeah. But I'm saying when it comes to the sideshow attractions, the more of them they put in, the more pissed off the parents will probably be.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think actually Legoland do really well with how they do the shop. They have two.
They've got the main shop, Ninjago shop,
three.
Dragon shop.
Well, where are all these shops that you're seeing? I literally saw two today.
Where's the other shop you saw?
I saw...
Oh, the Heartland City
the
shop.
harbour.
Yeah.
That's it. Where...
So then you've got... You saw the dragon one because you were like, oh, dragon tail, I can be a dragon.
That's the one, yeah, that was in the...
That's when you come out of the... No, that's when you saw that first when we came off the dragon.
Oh yeah, but that's like a drink shop thing.
Yeah, but it still sells stuff.
Yeah, but what I mean is like a shop that has all the Lego and everything in it.
Oh, then...
They've got
possibly three, because I think Ninjago shop sells Lego and stuff. But Ninjago doesn't count.
Yeah. I think they do very well to do that, because it is expensive.
Kids like Lego.
Like, I watched a mum today try and explain to a child that they couldn't have the, funny enough, the Loot roller coaster one.
Right.
And he was like, but why? And she was like, because it's £480. And he was like, why is it so expensive? And she went,
because it's Lego.
I don't know.
I mean,
like, because it works!
Yeah. But, you know, when you... Do you know what would fix this problem of kids having tantrums? Like, in the shop because they can't get Lego?
Don't go in them.
Donuts. Get the kid a donut.
Yeah, donuts.
Donuts fix
Where are
many
they?
a
Why
problem.
aren't they there? Make them Lego shaped. I don't care. Just have them.
I'm convinced there was a...
Imagine a Lego brick donut. That would work.
Would that still be a donut though?
It works.
It would be, yeah.
The donut is the dough.
No, the donut is the shape. Surely. In the comments, tell me, what is a donut? Is it the shape or is it the dough? Or the way the dough is cooked?
It's the, what do you mean it's the dough? It's the type of dough.
No, but it's a donut because it's round.
You don't, not all donuts are round.
What? I've never had a square donut.
Well, you're not living.
Oh, I've only had I've only had hexagonal ones.
Do you know what I like? Cronuts. They were like really big for like ages, and now I think people have let it go. They're like croissant donuts.
Croissant donuts?
Yeah.
Ah, see, because of the shape. Hey look, it's Junction 9. Do you know what's off at Junction 9?
Hmm?
Chessington World of Adventures Resort.
Again. It has two junctions.
It has two junctions.
It's like the worst travellers in the world.
Oh, Do you know what? I might do a half-an-hour video at least on Leatherhead Road and why I hate it so much.
Yeah. It's just like every time, and then you're like, oh look, the pet store. Just keep going.
Yeah. What else have we spoke about at Legoland? I feel like we've covered a lot of it.
Oh, let's talk about Pirate Falls.
Okay, let's talk about Pirate Falls some more.
No, I meant me going on it.
Oh, okay.
Not about the mouse that got contaminated. I don't know what they're doing to their log flume in Lego, I really don't. But that thing is mental. You get soaked on that.
Well, you do.
Well, yeah. So,
I don't.
Weight distribution when riding that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be very careful because we literally had a tsunami come over the boat.
Okay, but
it came over. It doesn't matter about you were at the back.
Yeah.
You didn't see the trauma that I had.
I saw
It
it.
literally was like, and I saw it and it was like it was eye level and I was like, oh no. And then it just hit me. Like, I am soaked. I'm generally soaked and I'm gonna have to have a shower. Well, I was gonna have a shower anyway, obviously, but I'm gonna have to have a shower the minute I get in.
I have to have one now.
Because I'm going to be cold.
You still wet now?
I'm fucking soaked. I'm soaked. What do you mean? Look.
Oh yeah, she's soaked.
I'm like sitting here and I am fucking freezing.
I'll put the heater on.
I mean, I thought you were gonna offer when I got in the car, but like you just didn't flinch. And I was like,
no, I was busy demisting the windscreen.
Don't worry about your precious windscreen.
Yeah, I will. Because believe it or not, I actually need to see where I'm going.
Touche. I might have to get a coffee at Clackmillow, just because I'm fucking sorry.
It's fine.
Bleep that out. I am freezing.
No, I might emphasise that word.
Effing. Chilly. I'm chilly.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I don't understand. When we went on it the first time, surely you two just swapping around can't have made that much of a difference.
No, it did.
I know it did. I saw that it did.
Great. I think you're understanding what happened to me there.
I'm thinking about from a physics standpoint, for it to be that much of a change.
I weigh considerably more than Chester.
That's not the but not enough to cause that much because you moved all of about 2 foot forward.
Oh no, I was practically hugging the front of the boat.
Oh, okay.
I was literally, so you know where the boat is.
Yeah.
Don't do this if you ride this ride, please. I'm 5'3". So when I got in the boat, I can literally, my feet can go to the end of the boat.
Yeah.
And I'm still literally pressed up against the front.
Right.
But my legs are slightly crossed like that.
Yeah.
So I can hug the frame.
You can hug the
So I was
cushion at the
literally
front.
just going along like with my legs crossed, hugging it.
Right, yeah.
You know, to make it easier to duck. But obviously where I was balled up like a ball, when I did it at the end, it just hit like a cannonball would.
If anyone wants a bit of like reference, if you've been on Valhalla at any point in its history, when you sit on the left and that wave comes over and soaks you, that's basically what happened on the front of the boat today on Pirate Falls. That's with a bit less water.
Oh, you know what? It's such a good film. I wish it had 2 slides.
Oh, well, like log is named 2 drops.
Yeah, the same as Chester.
Well, let's talk about the log flume, right? Do you know the issue I've always had with the log flume?
It gets wet.
If you're sat at the front and then the next person's sat at the back, going up the lift hill hurts because you haven't got anything on your back to rest on. So it's like you sit really awkwardly, like you're trying to hold yourself at the right.
I did.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I did. So I didn't crush chest out.
Yeah, it's a weird like. Now, granted, the only way to do that would be to divide everyone up, and that's no fun. You know, have a divider between everyone. But it's just like that's a really weird.
I think I've been on a log flume that's done that, though it's like divided. And I can't think where it is.
I was going to say Splash Mountain.
It is Splash Mountain.
Is it Splash Mountain?
Yeah, Splash Mountain's all divided.
Or is it Dudley Do Rides?
No, it is Splash Mountain is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never see everyone lay on each other, do you, in the pictures? Whereas, you know, here in the UK, we're just sprawling.
We're spreading our diseases.
We're sprawling on each other in a flume, a log.
Yes. A moist canal.
Moist canal is not the word I would use to describe that log flume.
Soaking canal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but when you think about it,
I think as well, they just go so hard with the jets.
yeah.
Like, them crossover jets. Like, you're wet before you even go down the bloody slides.
Like,
By the time you go down
I'm convinced for years they didn't work, and now they're suddenly like on
Yeah,
it.
see, this is what I thought. I'm convinced when I went on it last summer that like stuff was not switched on.
Yeah, it was either not switched on or not working well too.
So like when you went round it all, it wasn't spraying water at you.
No.
And then all of a sudden, you got on it this season, and they're like, ha 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 ha!
It just seems bizarre to me, the effects that have been chosen to
Yeah.
either be fixed or returned on.
Just get them soaked. Just turn it up.
Like, and because the other thing I noticed was the crocodile that used to come up out of the water wasn't there.
Oh.
You know the one I mean,
Yeah.
don't you? I didn't. Well, he wasn't there because it was just like that weird little runoff that he had. You know, you go that way and he had his own little like canal.
He had his own
Special canal.
Yeah.
Oh, but I see what they have fixed. The bloody buttons to let people get you wet.
Oh yeah, 100% fix those.
Yeah, they work.
Don't you worry, they definitely work.
Yeah, they.
Oh, I watched that man do it as well, and I was like, "Sir, you are a grown man." Like bang, and I was like, "You." And I was like, and it's right in the face.
Yeah, it's face
It's not-
height
I think the thing is, they design it so it misses children,
and kills the adults.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's high enough. That won't hit any kids." And then you like going along. I was absolutely at one point, just both sides of my head, just dripping down. I was like, "Cool, good day."
I mean, it was a good day.
It was a great day. It was a very good day.
We'll have to just see what the future holds for Legoland, I guess.
Yeah, Legoland, it's its own thing. It does what it wants.
Yeah, I mean,
it plays by its own rules.
a place by Lego's very strict rules.
It plays by its own Lego rules
Yes,
that they are very strict with and abide to.
as they
I'm
should.
amazed that Merlin still have it.
Yeah, Merlin wouldn't want to lose it, certainly, because the amount of money it brings in, like
Yeah.
its attendance compared to all the other parks is like in its own league.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's next
well
level.
up there. Yeah, I mean, but then I can't see Lego wanting to run them themselves.
Yeah.
They've got far bigger things to worry about than 5 or 6 parks.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how much of a hand they have in Legoland Windsor, given that it's right next to the factory.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're lucky enough because if I was Legoland Windsor, I wouldn't even bother hiring model makers. I'd just go across the road and be like, "Can we have some model makers, please?"
Can I borrow this?
Yeah.
Just walk out like holding like a Lego down.
Okay. How about this then? What would you like to see at Legoland in the future? That's not 2 Vekoma Junior boomerangs.
See, the thing is, they've just done a wing coaster, haven't they? In Germany.
Which is ironically Skyline themed, isn't it?
Yes.
So that's Mythica.
So yeah, they got an actual coaster and
Yeah.
we got VR.
We got Flying Cinema.
Woo! Cool.
I mean, I personally would love to see Polar Explorer here.
Maybe like a spinball.
Yeah, Mara Spinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could, that would have made a better Ninjago ride actually.
It would have done actually.
That would have been a really good
Guys,
Ninjago.
think these things through. I don't know how much land they've got to play with, to be fair.
Loads. They got that land by the dragon for a start.
Yeah.
They got that.
Yeah, because they're not overly challenging to are they? Well, like even like a rattlesnake. I know we hate rattlesnake. Right. I hate rattlesnake.
I love rattlesnake. Rattlesnake has a very soft spot in my
Like,
heart.
even something like that would be fine, but I don't think they have enough coasters.
Hey, they've got Duplo coaster. What more do you want?
Oh, Duplo Dinos. Is it
What?
Dino?
Duplo Dino coaster.
Duplo Dino coaster. Say not enough Dino.
I think like I want Polar Explorer. I don't care. Polar Explorer from Legoland Windsor is so good. It's like it's baby 13. It's 6.5. Right? It's so good, and it's not the same drop system. It's great. You just the track's held up by these really incredibly strong electromagnets, and then it just like oh, it's time to drop off, and then you just drop. It's great. It's far less complicated, and
Yeah, why can't we do something like that?
and that had actual penguins at the end of it. Like not Lego penguins, like actual penguins.
You got off and you're like, wow, a penguin.
Yeah, like no, you were sat in the brake run and you could look into their enclosure and see the penguins doing their penguin thing.
Oh, that is cool. Why can't we have nice things?
Well, we spoke about Thorpe Park's clientele earlier. That's probably why.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I've been at Legoland on a bad day as well. I understand why we don't get it. Yeah,
But
that would be cool.
they got banging toilets at Legoland.
Yeah, I will say actually, I was toilet in Jubaland.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, they got the new toilet. I think they're new. If that or I just can't remember. The ones opposite the lighthouse.
You know what? I don't think they're new. I think they've done them all up over the winter.
Well, I don't remember there being toilets there and then toilets next to Mia's riding adventure riding. You know, the disco.
Horse thing.
Horse disco.
Horse
Oh man, can you imagine what a horse disco would be like? Those horses having a fucking break.
I don't know why, but in my head then I was like imagining a horse costume just shuffling.
There you go, we've got your new show, Legoland.
Oh, we are done. We are complete.
Yes. But yeah, their toilets are banging. They keep them clean. That's all I ask. Clean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a big request.
Nah.
Disneyland can do it, certainly anywhere else can.
Even Disney can afford to have a toilet attendant per urinal. Like, if they wanted. But yeah, I don't know, I hope the park's got a good future.
Me too. I'm glad like they've got the 2 screen-based rides. That's it now.
Yeah, no more. Well,
Excuse me. No more. Like no more screens. No.
Yeah,
and they've got a cinema.
oh yeah, I forgot about the cinema. That's a weird. We haven't really spoken about that area of the park. That's a weird area, don't you think?
What where the moles are?
Well, no, not just before that. So you've got Skyrider, the 4D cinema, and the coffee house.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's just something off about it, and it's like the land time forgot.
Yeah, it's just kind of left its own device, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. We'll just try that there.
Yeah, like I feel like that coffee shop has changed what it is like every year for the past 10 years. You know what would go there well? Donut shop.
Oh, perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice hot square donut.
Yeah, or a better place for the donut shop would be opposite the Hill train station at the top.
I'm like genuinely devastated that we didn't get donuts.
Yeah.
And now I'm contemplating if we do play golf tomorrow, is there a place in Folkestone that sells donuts? But I don't think there is.
There's nothing in Folkestone. They,
That's not true. There's mini golf.
yeah, but how long was it since mini golf was there until recently? How long ago did Rotunda shut? Like,
Oh my god, so long.
yeah, I feel like we could we just do a video of us standing there going, it's not here. Where's Rotunda gone?
Yeah, we're taking you to a different theme park today, ladies and gentlemen. It's not actually here anymore.
Do you know where the wild mouse ended up from that?
Brighton.
Nope. Greece.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I swear there's one on Brighton.
There is, but it's not that one.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same mate.
Cartoon, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. They were just off the shelf, like.
I've been to Brighton so long. Well, it's good. The one that what unnerves me about the one in Brighton is that it hangs off the pier. So like if you're going around that, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
no.
So we're now at the point of the video we're going to plan future trips.
Yeah, because
So we've had a nice time at Legoland.
it was nice. There was no
You've-
Lego chips.
Yeah, you've listened to us talk about it for about an hour and 30 minutes now.
Wow.
Which is probably the longest anyone's ever spoke about Legoland on YouTube ever. And that's cool. I'm fine with that. But yeah.
Yeah, if you made it the whole way through, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you made it the whole way through, have a drink.
Yeah.
You've earned it. Because
well done.
we have spoke utter arse for the past hour and a half.
Absolute bollocks we've been chatting.
But hey ho.
Oh, I've had a text from Legoland now.
Oh, Legoland, a text.
They know we're going to stop talking about them.
They
So
know
like,
we're still quick, carry on talking. Right, we're going to find out what this is, and then we're going to go on
Oh, no,
to.
it's okay. They've texted me about, and I don't know why, but they've texted me about photos that I took today. And I'm like, how do you have my phone number?
Interesting.
Shall I click here?
What does it say? We're looking for photos.
Yeah, that's one of them. Oh, there's another
Oh,
one.
do you know what they didn't have there actually?
Oh, there's another one. Oh, okay. So they've managed to face grab 3.
So, is that because of the facial recognition?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is a video. Oh my god, look, the dragon moves.
That's neat.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, they didn't have the facial. So they doing the facial recognition like we saw the sign for Alton Towers.
They must be, because how would they know?
But I didn't see a sign up for that.
Oh, they didn't.
Which is a bit disconcerting when you think about it.
No, then what are you up to? Unless they've just screen grabbed us from towers.
From Instagram and things.
Yeah. So, oh, there they are.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll investigate that for the future. But yeah, let's think about future trips. So,
Yes.
trips that may have happened by the time this premieres.
Mini golf.
Mini golf,
Yeah.
Park Asterix.
Yeah, that will
So
happen.
they're confirmed. So
Disney, I'm going to.
Disney,
you decided you didn't want to come. So that's chill.
yeah, I can think of far better things to do.
Absolutely not.
£500 a day.
Oh yeah, no, fair. Yeah, you're gonna work.
I'm gonna go work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. So me, you, and Grumpy Park Asterix.
Yeah.
You and Grumpy Disney.
Yeah.
Possibly me and you mini golf.
There's no possibly about it.
If it's pissing it down like this, we ain't gonna go mini golf, are we?
Yeah, we could do. We could go to the airport cafe.
Or we could go. Yeah, we'll do a trip to the airport cafe. That's a vlog.
Welcome to our breakfast.
Yeah, this is my bacon sandwich.
I don't know if me is raining tomorrow, to be fair. I don't think there is anything to actually do apart from mini golf.
Well, I have to go up to Norwich at some point.
Oh.
I'm going to Great Yarmouth. I'm going to Great Yarmouth.
Oh yeah, there's that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I haven't done
I mean,
it.
you could just come to my tattoo, to be fair.
Yeah, I could just go to the tattoo.
You'd be a great distraction.
I mean, I also need to book my tattoo, but I can't be arsed.
Oh, you should book it with Margot.
How good is she at drawing tigers?
Pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know why I know that so specific. Like,
That's her thing.
You know what? She's sick.
Let's see. So then, what other trips have you and Grumpy got? Are you going to Port Ventura?
I am going to Port Ventura.
Is he
I'm going to Port Ventura in like 3 weeks.
Oh, is it that soon?
Yeah, I'm going at the end of May.
Oh, so Uncharted.
Not even the end of May.
Oh,
I'm going on
that's a shame you're not. Uncharted won't be done by then.
No, it's the 17th I go.
Right.
No,
And that
it's
opens
not.
on the
I
20th.
lied. It's the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
That was such a lie. And then it's our birthdays.
Right.
So, oh, and we've got Chessington.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Bearing in mind we've just driven past it. We're all. So me,
we've
you,
got
and
so
Grumpy
much
are going to
happening.
Chessington for the launch of the World of Jumanji.
Yes.
Very
excitedly anticipated
yeah.
wing coaster. I won't say the world is excitedly anticipated, but
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I've got a curiosity about it.
I'm happy that there's a wing coaster.
Because my interesting thing about that is looking at that area is so condensed. Like everything's narrow and short.
Yeah, but
and
like,
everyone's going to go there and it's going to be pandemonium. I'd like to be proved wrong.
You're not going to be.
But I'm not going to be. But again, we'll leave all that. So, but that is a trip we're going on.
We have a lot going.
Yeah. I may go to Drayton Manor this year at some point. Porters Park I will be going to at some point.
I need to go to Drayton's actually. We could just do that one Saturday.
Yeah, we could. That's a bit of a less of a drive than Alton as well.
Yeah, it's about an hour off, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, more than that.
Yeah. So Drayton Manor will probably be up there.
We could do Drayton whenever. I don't really care. I'll just go up any random Saturday to Drayton.
Yeah, Drayton Manor.
Probably like June, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think I'll go on tour till August, so July,
Yeah.
August. Porters Park I'll be doing. Adventure Island, I know Grumpy wants to go there with you.
With me?
Yeah, he told me.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah. So you'll be going there at some point. I'll probably go there at some point.
Adventure Island's South End, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, he only wants to go. Oh, I know why he wants to go there with me. It's because the Sidemen play hide and seek in there.
Okay. Right.
I think. I don't know, unless he wants to go. I don't know any other reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to go
You've
there.
already been to Dreamland this year, haven't you?
I have been to
Were
Dreamland.
the rides open when you
No,
went?
they weren't, so I'll happily go again.
Okay, so we need to go to Dreamland.
Yeah.
The last time I went to Dreamland was the media day for the relaunch of the Scenic Railway.
Do you know, one of the only reasons, not the only reason I want to go to Dreamland, I think it is quite cute, but the main reason is the amount of food stalls. of like niche food. They've niched it down.
Niched it down.
And there's a donut statue, and he's got a hat on. And I've got time for that.
Yeah.
That is a place that sells donuts.
Does he remind you of like Lard Lad from The Simpsons?
Yes. A little bit. His hat's blue.
So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. Are you going to Blackpool this
I'm going
year?
to California.
Oh yeah, you're going to California. That's a bit different than Blackpool.
I'm going to Anaheim, baby.
I might. I don't know. As anyone who's watched my Valhalla rant knows how pissed off I was.
I do need to go to Blackpool at some point.
But
it's so far.
It's 5 hours for us.
Yeah. That's like a 2-night.
Yeah, and the only reason I went is because I just so happened to be up there for work and had 2 days off conveniently when the tech rehearsals began.
I think the only real way I could do Blackpool would be to go up on the Friday after work, stop halfway, get dinner, get there, check in, go to bed, wake up and do it.
Yeah, unless you use holiday days. No, that's my point. Like you'd have. I'm in the.
I don't have a lot as it is.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I'm going to redo it. I feel like they need at least probably the rest of the year to fix Valhalla.
I want to go on Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit will still be there. And you've got the giant mug of doom.
I do have the giant mug of doom.
Like honestly, if you ever go there, the size of that mug is just like.
I made tea in it the other day, and I was like,
it's a lot of tea.
Sean made it as well, and I said, dude.
So yeah, I think that's all our trips for the year. If I can squeeze Europa Park in, or Efteling.
Oh, I'll go to Efteling with you.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Probably we'll take Grumpy.
Yeah, I think we'd have to take him there.
Yeah.
He'd probably drive, I'd probably get a plane because I'm lazy.
To be fair, I don't know if you will drive because obviously we did that drive in Amsterdam last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
He might fly there. To be fair.
Yeah. Well, you can bundle it in with a trip to Amsterdam, can't you? It's only about an hour
Well,
away.
actually, it's not a bad shout because we can do it.
Yeah, I've been to Efteling in donkeys years.
Yeah, I do want to go.
I think 2008. But Europa Park's quite high on my list of places to go back to.
Where is that?
It's in a place called Rust in Germany.
Go there.
It's really nice.
Is
That's like a
where-
2-day park as well.
Is that where the roller coaster is built into the hotel?
Possibly. It wasn't when I went. Roller coaster they're building a roller coaster that might be going into a hotel.
I can't think of it.
Yeah, well they've got some cool stuff there. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, it's all about money. These trips are expensive.
They are expensive.
That's the thing that people on YouTube do not promote.
Yeah.
Put forward is how we're lucky.
Oh, that's interesting. We should talk about this actually. Like what it is we don't show.
Yeah.
Like what side of it we don't show, because I think a lot of people fluff. A lot of people fluff.
I mean, we're lucky. Do you pay monthly for your annual pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay monthly. It's what, $10.99.
Yeah.
That adds up. That's £120. That's £120 a year, rounded out. That's £120 we've got to find on top of all of our bills.
Yeah.
Then you count fuel. Today I filled up this morning. I've already done 142 miles.
Nice.
My tank costs at the minute about 60 quid.
Mm-hmm.
So if I use a quarter of a tank.
Yeah.
Then you've got time off work. Granted, now for me it's a bit easier being self-employed because I can just go, I don't want to work that day. You have to book time off. Grumpy has to book time off. Then you think food on park. Let's say, what would you say on average we spend when we go to a park on food per day? 15 quid? There and thereabouts?
Yeah, there and thereabouts. I mean, it depends where I am. If I'm at Disney, no, absolutely.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at me spending
Millions.
This is me, right? This is just me because I like snacks. I won't sit down. I might sit down and have a buffet. Depends how long I'm there for. But I like a snack, and Disney do one thing very well, and it's snacks. And they've just released loads of new snacks. So when I'm there next week, I'm gonna be like corn dog.
I mean, I had that problem when I was in Orlando because they had these Rice Krispie treats with Anna and Elsa on.
Yeah, see, this is the problem.
They were so
They've got a
good.
frozen Magnum ice cream at the moment at Disneyland Paris.
God, I wasn't planning on going back to Disney.
You're such an idiot though, because you could have literally used my pass. You could have like just come on my pass.
Yeah, but I've also got work.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the fact that I'm driving in France is the thing. Normally I just get a plane.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased you're driving. I'm staying in the same hotel.
Yeah, I booked it first.
Yeah. I won't lie though, I didn't book like I didn't book shared toilets like you lunatic. I was like, absolutely not.
I booked shared toilets.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Did you not know that?
No, I just piss in the sink.
I literally looked at it and I was like, are you insane?
It would, to be fair, I'm coming home the next day, so...
Yeah, it doesn't make much difference to you, whereas like me and like, I've been with Sean a while now, and I don't want anyone else to be subject to routines.
Yeah. But let's take the price of that trip, right?
Yeah.
Now, I got a bloody phenomenal deal on Eurotunnel because they had a bloody
Yeah,
great
right,
sale.
I'm annoyed about this. I'm so annoyed about this.
I told you about it, though.
Yeah, but I told you! I told you when you came around for dinner, and then you went and did it, and they said they were running that until the end of May.
Right.
And they've switched it off.
Right.
So I went to do mine, and it was like, it is £210. I was like, ah, not likely. Tesco's.
Mine was £25 each way.
Yeah, actually, sod off.
Right, but let's say the sale wasn't there. You're looking at £65 each way sometimes on the train.
That's minimum now.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah.
Right, so there's £130 off the bat. Then you got your fuel.
Yeah.
So let's say that's 60 quid
Yeah.
that you need to fill your tank up. So we're now at 210. Then you got your park tickets, which let's say £60.
Yeah, I think it is.
So you got 2 adults. That's another 120
Yeah.
quid. So then we're now at what? We're at 330 ish. Hotel, let's say another 50 quid.
Yeah, depending on where you're staying.
Yeah.
If you're looking at staying on site somewhere like Park House Street, so you're looking at minimum €180 a night.
So by this point we're at 400 plus.
Yeah.
For one trip, for one video, or a few videos. You know, and we don't get the return on that from YouTube.
No.
So this comes out of our work money, our hard-earned money.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's something that people need to understand when you watch all these people who go to Disney and all thought part, you know, do these things on a regular basis. It's not cheap.
Like, don't get me wrong, there are YouTubers, obviously there are, that this is their full-time career and they make money from it, and we understand that.
Yeah.
But for a realistic view on it, this is not everyone. There is a select few that do it and they're very successful at it, and that's why. But people that are just starting out, or people that have been doing this for a while, who just do it because they're passionate about it, this is why, like, it costs a lot of money to do this. There's no lying about it. It costs a lot of money, and I think there needs to be more honesty and genuineness about how much this kind of stuff costs. I can only go to Disney as much as I do because I pay to have an annual pass. So that's why I can go. Otherwise I wouldn't be going. And I live 10 minutes from
The tunnels.
So, you know, it's more accessible to me. It's quicker for me to go to Disneyland Paris than it is to go to Alton Towers.
Yeah. Probably cheaper as well. If we didn't have an annual pass, imagine how much it would cost.
Do you know what? If I didn't have an annual pass, it would be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't even know where the justification is on that.
No. I mean, to prove how lucky we are to be able to do this.
Don't forget to go to Market Lane.
Yes. all three of us, me, you and Grumpy. I just spent 3 days working in London, right? And I was lucky enough to have a substantial break of about 2.5 hours. I just walked into the dungeons one day and walked into the sea life the next day.
Yeah.
You know, that's
I loved them videos when I was working. That's great.
Yeah, but that's a really privileged position to be in, to be able to just walk into these attractions that some people fly halfway around the world to do.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that with the dungeons, but
some people do.
Some people do, and that's their prerogative.
Yeah, I think a lot of Americans like it because it's like art history.
Yeah.
I just don't like it in general.
Yeah, but we're very lucky to be able to do that.
Yeah. I think it's nice that we do it. But I think it's important. Maybe we should start talking about how much stuff would cost if we went. Yeah. Because I feel like you watch some. I mean, there's no hate to it. You watch people go to these parks. You know, they're like, oh, we're here. We say we're here.
Yeah.
But we haven't told you how much it's cost us from the house to the location. Are we staying there? Are we staying there?
Do you know what? I might do it with Jumanji actually.
Yeah.
When we go to
that's not a bad
Jumanji,
idea. That's not a bad idea.
I'll break that down.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what's going to be even better about that if we did that? I've got Lauren and Rob Thompson staying at my house the night before from the Thompson line. Subscribe to them. They have to drive down from the north.
From north.
The north. Like real, like, I'm talking north, like Flamingo Land north.
Flamingo Land.
They're driving down to our house, staying at mine and Grumpy's, to then come back towards Chessington.
Yeah.
Because it is too expensive and they'd have to get up too early. If they were to leave their house, they'd have to leave at 3 o'clock in the morning, like we would if we went to Towers.
Yeah.
So.
And we learned not to do that. We learned the hard way.
Don't do that, please, unless you live like next door.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to look at because I've never thought about, like, it sounds terrible, but I haven't thought about it in years. I think I went once without my annual pass, and then we were like, "This is stupid. We should use we should just buy an annual pass." And now we live there. I think we went to Chessington for coffee last year.
Zoo days are my worst. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm going to the zoo.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Like,
and like, you got to the point where we were like, and then you just go and walk around the zoo, have a coffee, and go.
But the other reality, sad reality of being able to do all this stuff all the time is you become so jaded and so cynical.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a naturally cynical person anyway.
Yeah, I find myself now more so. When I first did it, I was like, everything is fluffy, everything is fun, and now I'm like, that's wrong, that is wrong, why isn't that switched on?
Yeah.
And it's because you see it working, or you know it can work.
You know the potential.
And you've seen that, like, during COVID, the park was peak. Like, they were
Because no one else was there.
Because no one was there. And they had all this time to go and fix all these things. So when you got to go during COVID, it was great, because everything worked.
Minus the COVID.
Yeah, minus the COVID, obviously. You kind of go, and I find myself going, why isn't that open? Like, for example, today, Legoland, coffee shops don't open till past 11 today.
Yeah.
Where was the logic in that? What parent who's driven 3 hours doesn't need a coffee at 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, I can understand not having the one open in, say, Knight's Kingdom.
Yeah.
But like the main entrance.
All of them.
Yeah. So we've basically just gone over for the last 20 minutes of what we're looking at doing in the future on my channel @StealthFan. Hit subscribe. Your channel,
poppymaysadventures. Hit subscribe.
And the guy who's not here @Grumpy Theme Park Dude.
Hit subscribe. Wild adventure reviews.
Because we're wild adventure.
You want to know where to sit down? Subscribe to that man, because he will tell you.
Yeah. Like I tell you where to pee, he tells you where to sit.
Exactly, and I just show you
stuff.
Yeah, I show you my day.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the future for all of our channels.
Yeah.
This is going to be a thing.
Oh yeah, the car thing's going to be constant.
Might not always be in the car, but probably going to be in the car quite a lot.
Motorbikes.
Yeah.
Boats.
Gondolas in the sky ride.
We should start trying to do it in really obscure locations. Like a swan one day with pedalers.
Pedalers.
Yeah. No.
The canal in Hyde.
Yeah, with
the canal.
Oh my god, that's what we should do tomorrow.
Come on, steam train.
I honestly cannot believe that we are still on the M25.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to wrap it up because this battery's basically dead. So hit subscribe.
Have a good evening. Make good night choices.
Have a good evening. If you've been watching the premiere and you're still going, respect.
And I know it's probably Rand, so thank you, Rand, for watching the whole way through, buddy. Love you so much.
Yeah, and pick some park topics that you would like, or topics overall.
Anything. We'll talk about anything.
We'll talk about anything, and we'll talk about it for 2 hours again.
Because we are horrible.
We have nothing better to do with our lives.
Nothing. Especially
literally
when we're on
nothing.
M25.
You know. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do this as a live stream one day if it takes off, because that could be hilarious.
The safety in that. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Luckily enough, I'm willing to say things and expletives on my channel that others aren't. So if you want edgier live streams, my channel. Should we say that?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not so much that I won't say things. It's just I won't say things against other creators.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I won't. I love you all. I think you're all incredibly talented.
Don't piss me off. Or do.
I watch you all the time. All of you.
I don't have any time.
I have loads.
Because I do this, or I'm working 12 hours in the West End. So, sorry. I do watch bench reviews that I'm in though.
That's true.
Yeah. And I'm sure he didn't post it on his thing, but he should have done. The photo of me at the Natural History Museum watching his premiere. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. We're pulling in now for
Petrol.
Petrol? I don't need petrol. I've got a diesel car. You want a drink?
I do want a drink.
So people petrol is what we're pulling in for.
People petrol.
So yeah, thanks for watching and
Thanks for watching.
see you later.
See you soon.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.